Yeah, drop a like, drop a comment how you felt about the card. It really helps us out with the algorithm since
Likes to screw
it
us
likes to
too.
screw us too. Apparently, we're getting 10-aided by the algorithm of YouTube. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin. This is my good buddy JP, and we're super excited to be back with you guys. We're gonna go over every single fight from UFC 307 out in Utah. Controversy on the scorecards. We'll get into that, but before we do, just want to give a quick thanks to all of you as our viewers, our current subscribers, our non-subscribers. And if you are a non-subscriber, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It's easy to do. It really helps us out, and we really appreciate it. JP, I know you had a lot going on this weekend. Things didn't really go your way in a lot of facets of life. I want to hear from you first. How was your weekend, buddy? How are you doing? How are you feeling? UFC or non-UFC related?
Was in Utah early week. Looking for fighters at the airport. I don't think anybody wanted these problems, so I think they avoided me. Wise to do so. Didn't find any fighters at the airport, but drove back.
You are an undefeated UFC
Oh,
fighter.
100%. 100%. Look it up. That's valid. Any commission you go to. I mean, you fact check me if you want to. Okay. Um, yeah, came back. Had a great drive back from Utah. Beautiful drive. Had a bachelor party this weekend. Had fights this weekend. Had the Raiders game this weekend. I didn't win a goddamn thing. Raiders lost. Shocker there. See that? Right there? See that one? Right there? Dumpster fire. Okay. Uh Brevin says controversy. I just I don't have words. My vocabulary is not good enough to express myself without freaking losing my mind. Okay? Groomsmen games. I don't want to talk about it. Lost those too. Okay. So I feel great. What a weekend.
What a weekend indeed. Let's jump into this card. We'll start with the main event. Bring you guys the action, the thing that you guys are all probably curious about. Some of these top fights. We'll work our way down, starting with Poatan, the Black Magic, the Trauma Magic Man. Alex Pereira defeating Khalil Roundtree. What were your thoughts on that one?
Um so I said it would go long. Almost got there. Okay. A lot of people didn't think it was going to get out first, second round. Okay. I said it was going to go long, go the distance. It didn't. First round, dude. I mean, I don't even know really where to start with this fight. Khalil had a very decent showing first and second round. Khalil also landed and touched Pereira up like I said he could. Now, I said if Izzy has enough power to knock out Pereira, Khalil does. What I didn't keep in mind is that he's up a weight class. His chin apparently is thriving, and dude is just superhuman. Okay. The knockdown, did they count it as a knockdown? No, they did not.
Yeah, I believe so. Did they not?
No. Do you think that was a knockdown, bro?
Yeah, I think he dropped him. It was quick. It was quick. But I think he dropped him there.
Because I'm
It's also weird because he had his back turned. That's kind of a strange thing. He had his back turned, got caught on the side of the head, dropped down, but was able to gather his feet. It was kind of a strange exchange there.
yeah, and the fact that he was throwing a head kick, I feel like he was also a little bit off
Yeah.
balance. But I agree.
Yeah.
I think it was a knockdown, which was huge. Which I was saying, Khalil's got the power. Um, Pereira weathered the storm. Towards the end of the third round, I'd say halfway through the third round, dude got his range and got Khalil's timing. Started slipping a couple, and I said, "Oh no." Fourth round, oh my freaking god, bro! The body shots that he ended him with, these aren't no normal body shots. You're kind of covering up with the other hand and you're trying to dig to the body. He dropped both his hands and he's uncorking these things. Then an uppercut pierces the guard. Um, I don't think Khalil wanted to. I think Khalil was still kind of there, but I think his body fucking gave out on him because he was getting the shit kicked out of him third and fourth round. I mean, crazy, dude. If you do not put Pereira's lights out or lay on top of him, which we'll still see if somebody can do that. If that dude's still standing in front of you, it's a problem 24/7. Khalil's tough. Love Khalil. Great fight, but holy shit, bro. Alex Pereira, this dude's superhuman.
Yeah, 100%. It was a very good showing, honestly, for both guys. I mean, I love to see Khalil go out there, give it his all. He definitely fought well in rounds 1 and 2. He probably won both of them. I don't think anyone's going to argue with you there. But it wasn't enough. I mean, you ultimately have to get Alex out of there. If you give him time to stand on his feet, find his range, find his timing, he hits too hard. He hits too hard, and that's the difference. He's got a great jab. You don't see it coming. He throws it from a very low position. His hands are always low. It's hard to pick up. And so you're going to get pieced up if that's the case. Khalil did. Couldn't really hang in there. I mean, he was tough. He was tough for the rounds 3 and 4 that he survived. But I mean, Alex, he's just too much sometimes, and he'll overwhelm you, especially when he's got you shelling up. It's GG's. He can throw the knees. He's going to attack the body. You really don't have much longer at that point. You're just trying to survive. Another great win for Pereira, defending the belt. You love to see it.
And he was sick, bro. He's taking antibiotics
Yeah.
like a week or something before.
The toes I heard were like still giving him problems. He's just trying to get as many fights as he can. He understands he's up in age. He wants to be one of the greats. He's taken all these fights. He's still putting on tremendous GOAT performances, guys, and he's injured. I think now he's finally realized, okay, now is the time. I got to take some time, heal myself up, get right because I'm going to defend the belt again. That's good for him. He needs and he deserves that time off.
100%. Stop carrying weight of the UFC on his back. Have these other guys step up.
And the UFC is going to be in shambles without Alex Pereira fighting every other weekend.
100%. Yeah, it's saving every card. Moving down. Let's see if I can keep my shit together. Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena. Brevin, what'd you think?
Yeah, man, I thought this one, like last week, was complete robbery, guys. I mean, we have people breaking into our houses every single week, stealing money, stealing picks, making us look bad with these predictions every single weekend. And this was not the only one. There's multiple on this card. We'll get into those. Juliana Pena on the feet didn't impress me whatsoever. Raquel Pennington looked pretty good. Looked pretty good. Definitely lost. Um, what was it? Rounds
2 and
two,
3.
2 and 3, I believe. And then she clearly, to me, won rounds 1, 4, and 5 pretty dominantly. And that's where it's like, all right, we're going to decision. Raquel did enough to get it done. No, all of a sudden we have drama on the scorecards. We've got biased judges. We have blind judges. It's just ridiculous. I'm kind of just over the shenanigans that we go through time and time again. Raquel Pennington should have still remained the champ and still. Now we've got Ann New with Pena. Give me a break. She's going to go up against Kayla Harrison, get her ass kicked. Whatever, dude.
I what? See, I'm not even gonna say that. I've asked, what the fuck are we looking at? Too many goddamn times now.
Every show.
Every show, every single time. Joe Anderson Brito gets absolutely robbed last weekend. This weekend, I got somebody stealing my debit card, my credit card, my fucking social security card is what they stole from me this weekend. I don't know what I'm more mad at. I don't know if I'm more mad at them clearly blowing. You can ask 100 people who watched that fight. I guarantee 80 of them, if not more, will say Pennington won that fight. It blows my mind. What is a qualification to be a UFC judge?
Zero. Nada. They're trash. I'm officially done with them, dude. I'm petitioning. We need at least 5 judges scoring these fights, guys. With the 3 judges that we currently have, it's just nonstop. nonstop BS that we have going on inside the UFC. I mean, you've got the head of the entire organization, Dana White, coming out, sitting at his press conference saying, yeah, the judging tonight was atrocious. I don't agree. This was ridiculous. We have to do something. And I understand it's not up to Dana. This is part of the commission, the fighting commission, wherever they are. But something has got to change. We have to renegotiate our contracts or something. I don't even know how that looks. I'm not qualified. But if I was qualified, I'd make a damn change because that's what needs to happen.
I just don't get it, bro. I'm at a loss for words. Quite literally how I feel about how dog shit the Raiders are. I'm so mad I'm at a loss for words. So mad I just don't even have the energy to like do this. Like what are we watching? She knocked her down with a head kick. Dropped her with a head kick. Wobbled her several times. Juliana had round
Yep.
2 with control and round 3 with a back take. Or maybe they're swapped. But either way, those 2 rounds, fine. Those are Juliana's rounds. The first round is not Juliana Pena's round. Pena
Nope.
sucks
Not even
on the
close.
feet. For one. For two, the other thing I'm mad at, Lockdoor's first ever all
Women's luck.
women's lock. I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing it again. Raquel Pennington, I don't know what we're doing. A boxing heavy approach? Who fucking cares? It's MMA. If she's front heavy on her front leg, kick the fucking leg. It blows my mind, dude. That shit was just sitting out there on a silver platter. She ignored it, wouldn't touch it. And then when she did throw it,
Yeah.
it was affecting her. Third, fourth rounds. Juliana's slipping, falling over because her leg's getting beat up. But then we go away from it again. I I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
I get it. It's frustrating, but the hands were working. The boxing approach was working. And we talk about the downfalls of Raquel, but at the same time, she did enough to win that fight. Like, you can improve, you can get better. It could have been a unanimous dominant performance if she would have kicked the front leg a little bit more. I agree. But I think we're just taking away from the fact that she got absolutely screwed. She won the fight. She knocked her down. She landed the more damage, the more significant strikes, and we're just I don't even know what we're scoring at this point. And that's going to lead us right into the next fight, dude. Mario Bautista. I'll let you take it first, man. I know you're a Bautista fan. You picked Bautista, but I have my own opinions about how this fight went. Mario Bautista versus Jose Aldo.
This is why everybody else who's talking about this shit is pissing me off because they pick fights on this card. That was a robbery. That was a robbery. And you go back and you look at all their predictions, and the people who lost that they predicted were robbers. No. It was like 4 fights on this card. 5 fights on this card. Something like that. You 0 for 10. 0 for 10.
That was what was scored. I think it was closer to 12.
And I picked Bautista. So I got this prediction right. I got bailed out. You ever throw a Hail Mary and it gets tipped around by 4 guys and there's one guy standing in the back who would have never had a chance and it falls right into his arms? Bailed out. I called Brevin. Said, Brevin, come bail me out. He said, okay. Terrible decision. Neither guy did much. But, I mean, if we're going to score it off of takedowns, control, and grappling, okay, that's fine. Take him down. He's controlling him for a lot of the round on top or whatever. Nope, 0 for 10. Didn't take him down once. We're just leaning on the cage. Ref goes, separate. Boom, right back to it. Same thing. Just leaning on the cage.
Yeah, man, it's difficult when Dana White himself comes out and says that this guy doesn't want to fight. He didn't want to be in the fight. He was getting pieced up on the feet by Jose Aldo. He's trickling blood down his face over his eye. And it's like he's just shooting these half-ass takedowns just to push Jose up against the fence and stall. He's waiting for the final bell. And then he's sitting there like he was all this. Well, he didn't do enough in the judge's mind, and I was controlling the. No, you weren't. You were scared. You were scared to fight. You didn't want to be in there, and so you lean up against the cage, hoping that that final bell is going to ring, and you got lucky. You got bailed out. He didn't deserve to win the fight. Didn't land a single takedown, and then he's getting pieced up. Jose Aldo landed the more significant strikes. The only thing this guy landed was these little shoulder strikes, a little toe stomp here against the fence, because that's where he spent the entire time of his offensive
Knee
attack
to
that
the
night
thigh.
was up against the fence. Give me a break, dude.
I can't stand these little knee to the thigh, stomp on the foot, shoulder strikes.
Yeah, did nothing with it. Did nothing with it. I hope he gets punished by matchmakers. He didn't even deserve to be in there with a guy like Jose Aldo, with the greatness of Jose Aldo. Aldo showed you why. You can't stand there and trade with him. And Bautista knew that, and he kind of took the pussy way out, in my opinion, dude. He's from Arizona too. You can come find me. There's no cage to push me up against, bud.
Oh man, moving down. I'm just gonna start running through these, dude. I'm so pissed off about this fucking card. Oh my god. This was a weird one. Deleze Holland. What'd you think about this one?
Yeah, I mean, this one kind of leaves you wanting a little bit more. Injuries, they suck to see end a fight. I think Delize was showing you what the game plan would have been if that fight would have continued for all 3 rounds, right? Land that takedown. Didn't look that great on the feet, but we knew that going in. Kevin Holland, he's quick, he's snappy, right? Delize knew that too, so he's like, get him on the ground. He did. Holland, unfortunately, popped a rib. I mean, nothing you can do about that, right?
True. I mean, and it was kind of wild to see what it was. I thought it was his shoulder or something at first, because you saw
Yeah,
the
it looked strange.
yeah, like the reaction immediately. But if you guys watch, have ever done anything to your ribs, broke them, cracked them, bruised them, pulled an intercostal, anything like that, that shit sucks. Breathing, coughing, bending over in a certain way. Pause. No Diddy. Uh, it sucks. Shit blows. So for him to break it, pop it out of place, whatever. I will say this: I think Kevin Holland is a little too small for 185, and I'm not talking about his height. I'm not talking about his
Mm.
reach. Just in general, because if you ask me, me and Brevin both picked Elise. So like we won the prediction. Brevin, do you think there's gonna be anything different than Deleze trying to lay on him the rest of the fight?
No, and that's why I was saying you guys saw the pathway to the victory that Delize was starting to implement before the rib came out. That's exactly what would have happened. He's quick, man. He's quick at 185, but he's just not dominant big enough to hold his own on the ground and get back up. So I think we kind of saw exactly how that fight would have went. Probably would have went all 3 rounds. Delize winning by decision, in my opinion.
And you're pulling a body triangle from the bottom. That's just screaming to me that you're fine with being there. Cheeks.
Viki's next fight, Kayla Harrison, aka the female Brock Lesnar. Outside of Brock Lesnar's daughter, hold on, like he said, like the whole celebrity comparison, people compare it to Brock Lesnar. First of all, that's that's kind of shitty on the part of everyone else just calling her Brock Lesnar. Bless her heart, but like I'm a little jealous of her arms. I'm not gonna
Bro, her
lie. The
whole
girl
upper
is
body,
juiced up.
dude.
She's juiced up. Um, she, she did defeat her opponent Ketlin Vera on Saturday. Wasn't how a lot of people predicted that fight going. Went all 3 rounds. What were your thoughts?
I mean, lock call for you. Back in the wing column for the locks, baby. Love to see that. Um, Too bad we got fucked. Anyways, um, I think she looked dominant. Yeah, Ketlin cut her open, and everybody's like, her striking looks atrocious. It was never good. I mean, what are we thinking? That
Yeah,
she's all around dominant? No, her striking was never her strong point, ever.
but she definitely stayed on the feet longer than I anticipated her to as well. And she made that like silly side bet with Poetan. I don't like when fighters do that stuff. Like,
Mm,
don't get out of your comfort zone. Stick with what makes you successful. That opens up a lot of doors for danger.
true, it does. She ate the shots well. I mean, had a massive hematoma on her head, but I mean, hey, maybe it taught her something. Getting cut open like that, getting hit with a couple shots. Maybe it was a good learning tool, and she did just enough on the feet to not be like in any real danger. Because I don't think she ever really was. But yeah, man, I think she did what she did. Obviously, she got touched up a little more than probably she wanted, or other people betting her at a minus
Under.
1150. Um,
Yeah. Colton and I had the under. I'll come out and say it. We had the under 2.5 rounds. Was a little disappointed that it went all 3.
yeah. Well, yeah. You'd like to see her get a stoppage, like we always talk about these big favorites. You'd like to see them get a stoppage, so that's fair.
Yeah.
Let's move down.
Yeah. Next fight, Joaquin Buckley versus the Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson. Good fight overall, I thought.
Crazy fight. We both picked Buckley, right? Yeah, I got a duty cheeks memory. Yeah, crazy fight. Stephen Thompson. Um, Beautiful striking off the back foot. The one thing is when he stops and plants off the back foot, he'll throw his hands out there, whether it's a jab or a right hand or something. He'll stick it out there. He won't sit on it though. Pause. Didn't come out. Didn't come out right. He won't like. He won't plant his back foot and really try and sit down on the punch and really put his hips into it and stuff. But he'll tag you for sure. So if you walk into it, but Buckley figured out, I think around like the end of the second round, when he was entering, he would step with one punch and he'd feint the punch and then he'd just bring the guard up real high, and it would kind of block or deflect, derail Stephen Thompson's first couple counters, and then he would be able to throw a looping hook or a body shot or get in close, do some damage, which led to success. Boom! Oh my goodness, what a right hand, sits him down. Good win by Buckley, man.
Yes. Beautiful win by Buckley. It was fun to watch, man. Buckley, you can definitely see the progression in this guy's career. Going up against Stephen Thompson. I don't care if Stephen Thompson's old. I mean, we've got primetime Steve Kerr in there, but he still looked the part. I know, like that karate stance, it's kind of one of those things that you can do for quite some time. I mean, you're a good counter striker. It's not going to take a lot. As far as like, wrestlers and guys that like depend on explosive movements, sometimes that goes away. Stephen Thompson, always been a striper or a striker, not a striper. Don't even know what that is.
Dude
Adidas
striping
rep.
his pants,
Um,
bro.
Dude's got three stripes like Drake. But anyways, Buckley, he was beautiful to watch, man. Like primetime Mike Tyson. They said it on the broadcast. Colton and I were saying it before they even said it. He just the high shell
Mm,
coming in, just throwing these bombs, and he's just so fun to watch, man. He's massive. You can tell he's putting everything he has into these shots, and it only takes one, as you guys saw. Not a ton of people catch Stephen Thompson like that. To see him go down and get dropped like that, ooh, man, Buckley's something. He's got something behind those punches, man. He's gonna be fun to watch.
5 in a row for Buckley. Another thing about Stephen Thompson, love his takedown defense. Okay, great takedown defense for a striker. Strikers need to learn what he does. Soon as he's on his ass, on his back, whatever it was, right to the fence, right to the fence,
Coots, it,
underhook. I mean, come on, man.
it was very good because you saw it right away, and I was going to call that out as well. Buckley came in, shot the big double, slammed him down, but Thompson immediately was scooting to the fence. Like it was in a flash, he was already up against the fence, knew he needed that to get back up to his feet. I would have been interested to see if Buckley could have got him down in the middle of the octagon, but that's more props to Wonder Boy for never allowing that to happen.
100%, man. So what we say, it can be done. You just need urgency. Stephen Thompson literally showed you that. Yes, I know he got knocked out, but he didn't. He didn't get ragdolled on the ground. So that's the main thing
Yep,
I'm saying. But whatever.
100%.
This next one, I think that was the main card, right? That was the end of the main card.
Yep.
Yeah, this next one, I didn't get a chance to watch some of these prelims. We were out on the golf course, and I didn't shoot well either. Wow, shocker, didn't win there either. Marina Rodriguez and Yasmin Lucindo. Bremen, how'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, it felt pretty negative. I mean, I may fall into the category that's calling robbery for every fight that doesn't go my way, but Rodriguez looked pretty good in the first. Lucindo then got a takedown later on in the fight, and I believe Rodriguez won the third round. According to all the analysts and myself, going into that third round, it was 1-1, and I definitely think Rodriguez had the much better round in round three. Lost a split decision, of course. I mean, this one, it's a prelim fight. I guess I don't really care as much, and it wasn't as um it wasn't as far apart as I would make it seem while I'm talking about it. It was a close fight, and it could have gone either way, I guess. So good job to Lucindo. Just never really did anything that impressed me, though, man. I'm not going to be a Lucindo fan moving forward. still probably will pick against her in her next fight.
Yeah, just because I didn't get to watch this one, but just looking at the scorecards, I mean, 3 of 4 for takedowns, 1 of 1 for Rodriguez, and then Rodriguez outstruck her everywhere. So it's like,
Yep.
okay, no sub attempts either with all that control time. And I saw the way Rodriguez looked at the end of the fight. I would know if there was some nasty grounded pound. Didn't look like. So what are we doing? Whatever.
Well, I think there also was a clash of heads. So any damage you did see on Rodriguez's end came from that headbutt. And Lucindo did nothing as far as ground and pound. It was just laying like sitting there in the position. Refs telling her to work. Just, I mean, and then she was cheap, bro. I forgot to mention this, dude. They got stood up every single time that she was on the ground because Lucindo's cheating, bro. She stuck her chin in Rodriguez's eyes and her face, trying to crush her nose. She's like digging her chin down into her eyes and her face. So the ref saw it. Was They pulled her up. He said, "You can't do that. Stop digging your chin." And she's acting like she can't understand what he's saying. She did it every time. She's kind of cheap, bro.
What the? Oh, but give her the nod. At a baby Salt Lake dumpster
Honestly,
fire.
could have taken a point.
Dumpster
Yeah.
over there.
All right. I guess I'm gonna sound like a fucking broken record, honestly. Next fight, Austin Hubbard, Alexander Hernandez. I mean, guys, I think this was another situation where it was a lot closer. Than I mean, not a lot closer as a split decision. I had Hubbard winning that fight. Definitely looked more dominant to me. He did not land takedowns, but I mean, we saw a guy go 0 for 12 later on in the card, and he got the nod. So Hubbard goes 0 for 12, the more aggressive fighter, always coming forward, landing the bigger, significant strikes, cutting Hernandez up. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
You're just looking for consistency, really. I mean, like you said, you're gonna go 0 for 12. I didn't know he went 0 for 12. Hernandez went 0 for 2, but Bautista went 0 for
Yeah, but
10, and they gave him the
it
nod.
was
So
it was different in this fight though, and I'll tell you why. Hubbard was doing one of those things where he'd fake the shot or go in on one leg, have his hand around the back of a leg, and throw that looping overhand right. It's like he's trying to set up the striking as he's going for the takedown versus Bautista that's literally just like shooting and holding up against the fence. It was a different 0 for 12, I can tell you that, than Bautista's.
right, but I'm just saying you're just looking for some sort of consistency. Like what are we? You don't give Hubbard that win, but then you give Batista the win. Like what are we? How are we? And we'll get to the Esparza fight. Whatever. Yeah, I didn't get to watch this one or the next one. Cesar Almeida, Iho Potiera. I heard there was a lot of eye pokes in this one.
Oh my God, you would have lost your mind, JP. And like JP and I both had Almeida, guys. So it's like, all right, cool, he won. But I will tell you, Almeida poked Ihor in the eyes so many times, so many times. And every single time, the referee said, no, no, fight on. Ihor's literally blind, trying to wipe his eye, like, hey, hey, hey. He's like, no, fight, fight. To his credit, he did. So then Almeida comes back in, bam, nut shot.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
oh, holding his nuts. Ehor's in shambles, right? So he's taking the time for like the nuts, but he's actually trying to clear his eye. They come back out. Caesar pokes him again, never gets seen. Like this shit, it was crazy, and they kept putting it on the isolated monitor, kept showing the fans every single eye poke. There's a ton of eye pokes. He's a karate guy, and he kind of fights like Poatan. He keeps his fingers up, his hands up, and then he just sticks him out to find his range. He was just poking Ihor in the eye every single time they
You
exchanged.
know they train together for this camp, right?
Him and
Hmm.
Poatan? Yeah.
Yeah, they've been training
Yeah.
together now, but yeah, it sounds like the dude's taking fucking self defense classes from the office. Fucking scream, strike,
Yes.
and run. He's kicking him in the nuts and then poking him in the eye when he gets up, dude.
It was actually wild, and like And then Ihor, the other thing about this fight too is completely fucking rigged. And like you'll go see it. I mean, not technically, but like you'll go see guys on TikTok saying this ref had money on Almeida by KO because Ihor would get in on a takedown and look like he was about to like land a double leg up against the fence. The ref would come in and say, break clean, and break him up so fast. He gave him no time to work against the fence. DC, Joe Rogan, and everybody out on the the desk down there, they would all scream at the ref, "No, you can't break them up. What are we doing?" It was insane, dude. Go back and watch that,
But we're
JP.
gonna take forever to break up Bautista and Aldo.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like there's no consistency, dude.
Jesus Christ, I got a frog in my throat. I'm so pissed off. Whatever. Moving down. I got to watch this one. Okay, phone stream East got to work when it wanted to, I guess. I don't know. Got to watch this one. It was short. Ryan Superman Spay versus
The man,
Oven Saint crippled
booty cheeks.
booty cheeks in a wheelchair. I mean, get him his prune juice.
Yeah, man, Spain looked pretty good. He was on him from the start of the fight. Never really looked in danger. Landed the big shots. St. Preux was in trouble, and then ultimately landed that guillotine there just to put him away. He probably could have got him by KO, TKO, but threw in that guillotine, made him tap out.
Yeah. Terrible shot. Terrible shot. Granted, he was wobbled as shit, so that's probably why. But yeah, his neck was way the fuck out there. Ryan Span's got those long arms. Yeah, he's gonna curl you up like a fucking boa constrictor, dude. Good win for Ryan Span. Settle down. He is an idiot. You're gonna get real high on him. Oh, I'm gonna bet Ryan Span all the time. Don't. He's an idiot. Okay. Whatever. Oh God. I don't even. You can take the next one. I just over it.
Yeah, man, the retirement fight for Carla, the Cookie Monster, Esparza versus Tisha Pennington. I will tell you, I mean, looking at the numbers, sure, you could say, oh, the significant strikes were so in favor of Tisha. No, they weren't. Go watch the fight, guys. I mean, ultimately, we're judging this thing without knowing the numbers behind any of these. The leg kicks, 41 of 46. Yeah, she was eating up Carla's leg, but it really wasn't that dominant. It didn't change the fight. Carla landed 4 takedowns. She had a lot of control time. She landed more total strikes. And you want to say that they weren't significant strikes? Whatever, bro. It's a woman's fight. What are we saying is significant versus insignificant at this point in time? I mean, it's just another one that I think Carla got robbed. She actually was landing takedowns unlike fucking Batista later on in the card. All right. And we don't want to give her any credit for that. But yeah, leaning up against Jose Aldo, it was so impressive. Give me a fucking break. Carla Esparza deserved this win on her retirement fight so she could ride off in the sunset. Another bullshit robbery in this one.
I just don't get what the fuck we're doing. like, like you said, more total strikes for Esparza. Um, Pennington got outlanded to the head. She threw 46 leg kicks. So you're telling me she got taken down 4 times. What's control time? 340. Got outstruck in total strikes. But because she beat up her leg, she wins the fight? What? Okay, so early in the night, second fight of the night, grappling don't matter. Okay, good to know. Grappling won't matter going into tonight. Okay, cool. They're going to judge towards damage. We might have good judges, whatever. Sparza still should have won, but let's have some consistency. Nope. 0 for 10. Laying on Jose Aldo. Okay. Sure. I'm over it. Dog shit. Pathetic. It's a joke. Court McGee subbed up Tim Means. Tim Means sucks. Fuck it. Don't even want to talk about it.
Hey, Court McGee, the comeback of Court McGee, man. Apparently, he had some discs replaced in his neck, had surgery. He's feeling good again, man. He said, I feel young. I feel better than I have in a long time. Hey, he came out, got the early submission victory. We might see a resurgence of the court, the judge himself, Mr. McGee. I'm putting JP to sleep over
I'm
here.
sorry. God, I was just so fucking bored out of my mind watching him fight. Can't wait till he gets slumped. Next guy that's in there with him.
Yeah, the funny thing is they asked him if he was going to retire. He's like, no, no, I have no plans of retiring. I feel good. I'm like, all right, bro, but you're also fighting 41-year-old
Tim
Tim
Means.
Means.
Yeah,
I think these matchmakers are going to do him a disservice, put him in there with a young gun.
please.
Like, fucking eat him up, dude.
Please.
Eat him up, Court
Hope he
McKee.
gets fucking front kick
Poor
to the
guy.
face. Oh, front kick to the face. The record. I went 8-4. Brevin, what'd you go? I forget. I always forget.
6-6.
6-6. Sixer. I mean, whatever.
Hit my lock, though.
It is lock. Back in the win column with the lock. I got bent over just like Brevin got bent over last week. Lockdoor MMA, you might as well call it a train because we're getting a fucking train ran on us right now. I just said that, and that's gonna be on the internet. I'm over it, bro. Crazy every weekend. Burrito, Culebea, Pennington. There's been more, but
Yeah, guys, and like honestly, I mean, JP and I, you guys may not know us that well, but we're not here to just complain. We'll just call it like we see it, guys. If there's good fucking judges out there, if there's good referees making good decisions, we call that out as well. I mean, we talk about, good cornering. We talked about that in the last episode. We'll talk about bad cornering. We're just calling it like we see it. And so far, ever since we started doing the show, we've had some pretty shit judges. I'll just come out and say that.
100%.
There's been no consistency whatsoever. It's gotten worse and worse every single weekend to the point now you've got Dana White talking about it. You've got fighters talking about it. You've got every single fan of the UFC out there right now talking about UFC judging. Why? Why is it so prominent? Well, because it's been ass. It's been complete dog water. And we're just going to keep putting up with it every single weekend, robbing these fighters of I mean, this is their careers. That's a whole paycheck that they're missing out on for not winning the fight when they deservingly should have won the fight. I mean, they've got to figure something out. This cannot turn into boxing where we have rigged commissions. We've got fucking judges that have money on these fights behind the scenes. It's bullshit. It's inconsistent, and there's got to be something done.
I like the idea you have about 5 judges, but
I mean, like statistically, we're just doing the math. It would take some of this bullshit out of the equation.
yeah,
It really
it'd
would.
be
It
easier
really would. And if you
to
had,
weasel out the fucking morons.
yeah, 100%.
Weed them out like little dirt
And
bags.
I know that's something they could do, dude. I know that's something they could implement. What's the difference between having 3 or 5 judges sitting down there, and then we have more consistent scores? We
100%.
have more eyes on the fight. We don't have 3 motherfucking old ass men that don't know jack shit. One of the refs I found out from this event took like 2 years off because he got so much criticism on a prior fight. I forget exactly which one it was, but it was one of the women's title fights, or I think it was. I can't recall right now. But he got so much criticism and hate for it that he took 2 years off. Comes back for the first time ever for this card, UFC 307, and we see some more fucking bullshit.
Common denominator. Um, yeah, dude. But thank you guys for sticking around. We appreciate everybody who watches the show. Try and make it entertaining for you guys, even when we get screwed over. So yeah, 8 and
We're
4,
up to 80,
6 and 6,
and we're up to 84 subs now.
84 subs.
Let's get to 90. Yeah,
Hey, road to 90, baby.
call to action.
See if we can get 90 subs before we get screwed over with judging. 10 times
For the 90th
for the
time.
90th time. Yeah, Brevin hit his lock. What are you, like 10 and 3 now or something? I think you're 10 and 3. I'm 11 and 2, so same spot virtually. I'll do the math on the total picks. I'll update you guys soon, but what a weekend. Chiefs play tonight. I'm not fucking cheering for the Chiefs. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I got no happiness in my life right now. I do have Patrick Mahomes in fantasy. Need him to come through though. Okay, need that for the win because out of my 4 leagues, I'm probably gonna lose 3 of them. I couldn't win anything this week, dude. Couldn't win nothing. Couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat. Love it.
More crickets from JP. This guy, he really does get speechless.
Otherwise, I'm screaming in their ear for 40 minutes.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Next weekend, next card. I believe it's Royval versus Tayura.
Yep.
Not so Taira or Tayura, whatever. Who cares? But yeah, big card you said, Brevin?
As far as number of fights, the fighters themselves, not so much.
Yikes. Anything else for the people before we let them go?
Thank you guys. If you're still here at this moment in the video, probably won't be, but if you are, leave a comment. Let us know that you made it to the end. Let us know how you enjoyed our rage, our emotions. This truly gets to us every single weekend, and we really feel these emotions. It's not just for the videos. This is our true, authentic selves. But we thank you guys for tuning in every single week, and we cannot wait to continue to bring you guys this great UFC content. And with that, I'll hand it over to you, JP.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, drop a like, drop a comment how you felt about the card. It really helps us out with the algorithm since it
Likes to screw us
likes to
too.
screw us too. Apparently, we're getting 10-aided by the algorithm of YouTube. Okay, wait till the championship rounds, pal. Whip that ass. Yeah, it's a journey, man. But we have fun talking about it afterwards. Maybe not the night of, but we do have fun. We enjoy it. We're in it for the long haul, man. Every weekend. We appreciate you guys as always. It was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby. Peace.